and welcome to week 49 of my journey through the Milan Art Institute Mastery Program. I've only got 3 weeks to go, and I cannot believe I'm almost at the end of it. This has taken a long time, but also I just remember like when I first started the program, and I printed out the whole syllabus, and I was flipping through the pages and thinking, "Wow, this is a lot of content. This is a lot of stuff. How am I ever going to get through this?" And it's amazing. We're on the other side. So this week was about social media. So um, Ellie talked about sort of creating a content plan and what social media is for and how to use it, kind of bigger picture stuff. And she talked about, it was a bit of a pep talk in terms of like, if you don't like social media, you don't get it, or like the tech is hard for you, don't give up, just so you can learn it little bits at a time. She talked little bit about equipment, ring lights and colored lights and stuff you might want to do social media really well. And Demetra talked about um, photo editing. So she talked about, like, she showed sort of what app she uses on her phone. Talked about sort of using Pinterest to get nice color aesthetics, and sort of how you want to have all your photos to look sort of on your Instagrid, and that they should be cohesive and stuff like that. So one of the things she didn't necessarily talk about is creating a custom LUT. So I use Pixelmator Pro, and you can do it in any photo editing software. But sorry, I'm like moving the light. You can download a LUT. You can get free LUTs. There's all sorts of free LUTs. It's LUT, and then import it into like Pixelmator Pro, and then you can export it as settings, and then you can adjust the settings, and then you can take those settings and save it as another LUT. So you can actually create your own custom one. So actually what I did is I took about 9 of my social media images and sort of put them together in a grid, and then applied different LUTs to see what I liked and to see how all the images would look together, given sort of the range of stuff that I like to photograph. So that was interesting, and I really like my LUT. It's quite saturated and high contrast, which I think is what my work is like, really. So it's bold, it's kind of in your face, and it's actually a bit orange. So a lot of my work is sort of purples and blues, and so having that orange tone kind of is like the complementary, so it actually like makes them pop a little bit. Jake talked about writing content. I watched that video like 3 times, and I hate writing like the content, the captions, and I hate being vulnerable online, especially in writing. These videos are okay because I just kind of sit here for 5 minutes, and it's very minimal editing when I do put them up, and I can just kind of freestyle. And I'm talking about the course. I'm not talking about like deep stuff that's going on. But yeah, I hate writing. Just hate copywriting. So I just blanked out on that video. I could listen for about 5 seconds, and then it was like just mind wandering. So, but he said like you want to have a heading, and maybe if you put the heading in all caps, it kind of grabs people's attention. It's like a bit of something that's going to grab people's attention and get them to click that little button that says more, and like expands the post so you can read it. Then you got the middle of the post where you like get real deep and meaningful. And then you got the call to action at the end, which is not always like buy my work. Sometimes it's just share or like, or sort of building up social goodwill or whatever. One of the things that I would have liked was if there was a template for creating a content plan. Like if they could actually show how they create the content plan. Like, are we talking a spreadsheet? Are we talking like a wall calendar? Do they do it digitally? Do they handwrite it out? How do they come to grips with like the visuals of how all the photographs line up? Like, how do they, there's so many moving parts to posting on Instagram, let alone like when you start pushing out to the other platforms. That like, I mean, I've spent so much time trying to wrap my head around this and try and make it easy and efficient. So it would have been nice if there was like some sort of template, or some sort of way that they show you how to do it fast and how to reuse your posts so that you don't have to get deep and meaningful every single time you kind of like have to do new content. And also, like, I batch my social media posts because I don't like being on social media all the time. And it would have been nice if they had kind of talked a little bit about that and about what, maybe what platforms they use or what they like, because they did go quite in depth into Shopify. Like, they recommended Shopify and here's why, but they didn't do that for the social media stuff. So that would have been helpful. Like, the real, of course, you get that big advice of like, oh, it's a social platform, so it's not all about selling, and you want to be vulnerable, blah, blah, blah. That's like just really big kind of general generic advice. They did give ideas around like 1/3 of your photos should be finished nice artwork, 1/3 should be like process shots and studio shots, and then 1/3 should be kind of personal stuff so that people really feel connected to you. So that's good, but then it's like, okay, how do you take all those different post types and then translate that into a plan so it's organized and knowing kind of what you're posting up, and then also like, how do you organize all the files? I mean, looking at their social media for the Milan Art Institute, they have so many videos. Like, they do a lot of reels, and just I haven't found a great program that I can batch edit reels or batch post reels or whatever. Like, I've tried Tailwind, and the reels just like, they don't show up. Like, it's like it doesn't accept the video file. So, and then how do you store all those video clips? How do you organize all those video clips and keep track of like what you've posted, what you haven't posted, if you're reusing content, like how long ago, does it have to be like has been used and now you can reuse it? Like, I don't know. So I would have liked a little bit more to get into the weeds about it, but I think that's because I've been doing it. If this program is aimed at someone who is just starting their Instagram account, then even then, like, they could actually just show you how to do a reel on the phone screen, but they just didn't. So yeah, there's more to be desired. But I think the idea is that just post consistently and be genuine, and you'll just get growth over time. And there's lots of other people that are promising to like have magic hacks and all this algorithm stuff, but just be consistent and be authentic and have awesome artwork and really good photos. And all the other stuff. So anyway, so that was this week, and I wanted to do, so I've kind of skipped ahead, and next week it says something about posting 3 times a day until you get like 2,000 followers. And if you have like less than 2,000 followers, you're not even in business. So taking the lessons from this week and putting them into trying to create posts to post 3 times a day I'd like to try it for 90 days. That is a lot of content. So I'm sort of like sitting down and batching it. And what I've found is that like, if I sit down and I have a beer, it does help me sort of, it does lubricate my words a little bit. And also like I do it on a spreadsheet. So I've got a spreadsheet of my posts, and then on the other side of my screen, I've got my brand plan with my 150 or 100 keywords. So I'll kind of like hone in on some keywords and then use those as a prompt to like try and write a headline. And then I just kind of riff off that. And the beer does help with being vulnerable. So yeah, so I've got probably 2.5 weeks worth of content to be posting like 3 times a day, and stay tuned for that. You'll want to follow me on Instagram and see a ton of content come out. All right, so anyway, so that was week 49. If you like what you see and you want to see more, you can visit my blog. The link's going to be down in the description, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.